Flip man, it's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Get that bag.
Good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are. We're here doing this live thing today, June 26th. I'm a man Torin here in Memphis, Tennessee area.
Hello, everybody.
Shelby County, bordered by Arkansas, bordered by Mississippi.
Of course.
Metro Memphis. Yeah, but anyway, so yeah, we're here to.
Oh, the tri-states.
Yeah. Yeah, we here to talk about this thing called real estate, try to make a little bread, help you guys identify what's a great deal, what's not. That's probably the number one struggle of mainly new wholesalers. The title is Avoiding Unmotivated Sellers and Why Your Offers Are Too High. Probably should have said it, why your offers suck. That's a little bit more,
Yeah.
eye-catching. I might change that. So we're here to do that. And so you'll pile in, post your questions, let us know where you are, and we will gladly identify and why your offers suck. I'm gonna put that in there. I'll do that. I'll be a little controversial, and we'll do that. So appreciate everyone that's going to join in here. Like we regularly doing this, I think it's being beneficial to all parties involved, and you all, please, if you will, since you're here, like this, boom, share it, boom, subscribe. And you can also follow me on the various platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook a few times, X, formerly known as the Twitter, LinkedIn, Twitch, Pinterest. I ain't never really got into Snapchat. You on there?
Not frequently.
I probably got an account, I'm sure, but I ain't never. I sort of like what I did when I first. So I got introduced to TikTok maybe a year or so before I actually really got into it, right?
Okay.
So TikTok is basically responsible for the follow count on YouTube going from what it was to what it is. A minimum doubled, right? Minimum doubled, and so. I really, and that is my fault, because I have to make myself available because I'm, part of, the content, I guess you would say, the talent. Mm-hmm. In famous words of Easy, I don't know if he actually said that, on Straight Outta Compton, all the talent gone.
You remember them lines?
Hey, that was, I don't know if he exactly said that, but I think he did. Whenever they were trying to figure things out, and they had some guys from New York, and they got into it with him and whatever. And because he was the one funding it. All the talent gone. Like, what y'all gonna do? So they put him on the mic. Anyway, so
there was a time it was focused on Easy. The NWA.
Yeah.
Well, it was just him solo act.
Yeah. He like I said, they fired the talent. They had the guys from New York, and they would go. You know what I'm saying? That was a bad idea, probably anyway. And so they put him. He had such a unique
millionaires from NWA.
Yeah. Oh my God, billions. They've been making big. They made if you just look at that collective, it's produced billions between obviously Easy, then Dr. Dre, and then what Ice Cube has done. And all the people that they've put in the game, from Eminem to 50 Cent, Snoop Dogg, whatever, and all the comedians Ice Cube has given them their first start, in the entertainment world or whatever.
Yep.
Bones Thug and Hum, you know what I'm saying? Just I don't know, man. That's
think about them,
hey, they up there as far as most influential in all of rap / hip hop / music / entertainment.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. But anyway.
And Kendrick Lamar.
Well, is that a Dr. Dre product?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So no, I ain't really never got into him like that, but I know
Okay, God.
yeah, but I'm not. I know he's. Yeah, I know
Go.
he's talented though. But you know, but I'm weird like that. I can say y'all don't like something and know how talented you are at the same time. A lot of people they don't think you're talented, but no, I know he's talented. Just
Definitely.
ain't been my cup of tea or whatever. So, but anyway, I'm a big. I'm big on the. So I grew up in the South. What you did also.
Me too. Yeah.
I'm more. I think I'm more deep South than you, right? And country on top of it, right? So I'm more into the beat first, right?
Okay.
If the beat ain't hitting, it don't matter what they saying. And then on the flip side, if the beat is hitting, it don't matter what they saying. I mean, the lyrics can be trash or whatever, but if I could just listen to the beat without even any vocals on it, then normally I'm gonna like the song. It don't matter what they saying, right? So, but that's basically
I'm more like lyrical.
Yeah. A lot of people are, but you know, I because number one, maybe because it's hard for me to learn. You know how people can hear a song one time. Not everybody's like that, but hear a song one time, max 2, and they know the song. Okay. I can listen to it 2,000 times and won't know it. I'll just know just bits and pieces of it. You know what I'm saying? Just like the little part that sticks out to me or whatever, and I'll still mess that up.
Okay.
And normally, and that's weird because normally I like to learn based on listening versus reading. Now you could tell me some one time on some instruction, I'll get that, but when it comes to music, it just.
But not music. You just like the beat.
No, I like the lyrics too. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying. I got to like the beat first before I get to the lyrics.
Yeah, with K-Dot, you know, you definitely would have to be a lyrical.
Yeah. No, he's had some songs where the beat caught my attention. You know what I'm saying?
Radio.
Yeah. So so I'm gonna naturally just using him and Drake as a reference. I'm gonna like Drake because his beats gonna always be like, not always, but a lot of his beats gonna be just like, you know, highly produced
dance tracks.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, exactly. You see that you sort of identify. So we love to dance where I was from. You know what I'm saying? So everything you can't dance to. So so you know, I'm not going to be. I'm not that dancer right now, but that's the way my ear is trained to listen to stuff that this would hit in a club.
So do you get into new artists? You know, like Moneybagg.
Oh yeah, all that because them beats hidden. That's why it don't matter to me when people say this music is trash versus, you know, back. Well, no, just depends on what you're talking about because the beat's still good, you know, to me or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I can get into just like if you ride with me, I have all kind of crazy stuff. Now then I say that.
I asked this question to most people that I run into, even people that I know.
Yeah.
What are you playing what's in your radio right now that you just listen to in your car?
Well, sometimes I get a song stuck in my head and I would listen to Atlantic Star.
So 70s, 60s, 70s.
That would be 80s. Atlantic Star would be 80s. Yeah. Atlantic Star would be 80s. But there's something just stuck in my head. I don't know how it just come. And so I'll just start. It's not even my playlist. I just search for it on Apple Music, and I just been playing it basically loop every time I get in the car or whatever. If I'm listening to that or whatever. So, but I'm just weird like that. Now I like just like I don't really like rock or country like that, but I'll hear a song that I like from an artist. Okay, like
the newer artists or past.
It doesn't matter. Like the Eagles. The Hotel California is a very old song, but I just got into it probably about 2-3 years ago or whatever. That's some brilliantly written stuff, you know. And but it ain't got no beat or nothing.
Now, is that considered rock or soft rock? What is?
I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. And then you know, I like a couple of really only one. like Bon Jovi, Dead or Alive. I love that song. But I ain't into him like that.
Classic.
Yeah, I know. You know what I'm saying? That's a classic or whatever. So, but for the most part, like then I'll listen to. I was like my normal routine. I take a shower. I'm either gonna be listening to some of you on YouTube that's educational.
Yeah.
Either something on YouTube that's foolishness, or I might throw some music on. So yesterday I had, while I was listening, and I told Siri I wasn't finished. I just stepped ahead out the shower, like, Siri, replay is, I don't even know who sang the song. What's the song?
Sound like you into some 80s right now.
No, yeah, this go definitely. I think this 80s. You remember the song? It's the song is I think the actual song is called "Boot the Boot the Boot Boot." Ain't nothing but tutti fruity. Get on the floor. How far I go with this.
That's 95 Boys or whatever.
No. That's before them.
They took the beat from that.
Yeah, that's before them. Yeah, that's before them. Okay. Anyway, we digress. We waiting on people to load in here. So
right.
Yeah. So I really want to just do a show talk about nothing. Like just
I know we need to do that. Just different topics. You know what I'm saying? From
Anyway, so but I got.
We got to do the relationship more because I definitely want to get.
This one hold up here. I had to stop doing this flip man stuff because it wasn't. Trust me, it wasn't hold up.
Jesus.
Hey, now I'll say this. I'm gonna say, so you brought the relationship up and just throw it out there. And I've come to this realization.
Throw it out there.
I've come to this realization.
Did you ever watch that Pineapple show?
Who?
The Pineapple Show.
I don't even know what that is.
Look it up. On YouTube. It's called a Pineapple Show.
Okay.
It's hilarious.
All right. So I've come to the conclusion on relationships, right?
Okay.
In the U.S. That's the only thing I can go by.
U.S.
In the U.S.
Okay.
Now, of course, you're a married man, so you fall in the other half of what I'm about to say.
Okay.
All right. So we're terrible at picking mates.
Okay.
The statistics.
You said men in general or
people? Either.
Female and male.
We're terrible at picking mates.
Okay.
This ain't this factual. 50% of the 50% of the people, I think, is right at there. Maybe a little higher, maybe a little, get divorced.
Okay.
I don't know. There's no way for us to measure this, but I can assure you that the other 50% that are married, probably another 70% of them want to be divorced, but ain't out of it for one or probably three reasons: finances, kids, or fear of, it might be some domestic stuff going on, right?
Okay.
And sometimes it's a combination of them three, right? And they just they don't feel like they can get out of it. Because normally it's not a situation when people get divorced. It's like, you know what? Both people are like, you know what? This just didn't work out. We're just gonna go down here and sign this paperwork. But normally one person
get divorced right after them children leave.
Well, yeah. But I'm saying normally one person don't want to get divorced, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where the law get involved and money got to be spent. Because normally, if you all agree that it's so much cheaper if both of you all on the same page on that. But normally one of the people don't want to get divorced, so that's where the money come in at. But my point is, like in some cultures, they choose the mate, right?
Mm-hmm.
And most people here are frown. No, I want to be in love. But just think about it. You're making probably one of the biggest decisions in your life off emotion, not logically, right?
Emotion?
So that's why a lot of mistakes are made, because we're making one of the biggest decisions in our life off emotion. And we don't
emotion for me.
Emotion, love.
Emotion. Okay.
Emotion. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. Emotion.
Okay. Whole different connotation. I'm like,
yeah, just work with me. Hey, off of emotion, right? Make one of the biggest decisions off of emotion. And we're so blinded because we all have experienced this. You can see somebody else's relationship and know it's toxic. and they may know it too, but they in it. You ain't in it. You can logically observe and say, man, they know they don't need to be doing that, or they know this ain't right for them, blah. And you can see it before they even get married, and you can see the end. You can see the end, but when they get married, you already know it's an end, right? But because you're seeing it, because you don't have any emotional attachment to it, and you can look at it logically. So that's why in a lot of cultures, one of the reasons, a lot of times they do it to build, wealth and connect families, try to keep, what I'm saying, economically also. But it also is, as the parents, I'm assuming they choosing, they can see logically, hey, this is probably going to be a good mate for them. And then they learn to love each other.
Yeah, because I was just watching a video on Instagram, and I think it was on Earn Your Leisure. What's the black billionaire guy that gave that money to the colleges or whatever? What's his name?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know the black billionaire that gave money to the university? Well, anyway, he was saying that marriage was instituted as a business. It's us that put emotion and love into it. It was supposed to be. He was like, back in the day, people that was in love with them, they lived in separate houses. They instituted marriage as a business. You see what I'm saying? So what you're saying makes sense, because but it sounds like you know a lot of people that have gotten divorced.
Huh? You don't?
I'm not saying I don't. I'm just saying what I'm saying is you knew these situations where the person was unhappy and they stayed, or it was bad before they got married, and you saw that they was going to get divorced, and they ended up divorcing.
Oh yeah,
it sounds
like I'm Nostradamus. It was
no,
all of us. Everybody on here knows multiple situations like they never should have got married. I don't know why people think
no.
Marriage is going to. Huh?
I'm so interested in the dynamic between men and women, and it's something I've really gotten interested in. So I ask people questions like this, even though some questions you can't ask a person, but you can see certain things.
Yeah.
Whereas the emotion is not on both sides of this. You see what I'm saying? Like what you're saying, is they there, but they not there. You understand what I'm saying?
I got you. Yeah, we won't bore them with this or whatever. But anyway, okay. So I know that's not why they're here, but we were just waiting for you guys to load in. So we're gonna start doing that. So you all guys,
so people can start putting some properties up.
Yeah, we'll start putting some properties up, ask some questions. So we just waiting for y'all to get
got 3 already with that conversation.
Hey, everybody to fill the auditorium. That's what we waiting.
Yeah. What is this? Well, I'm gonna tell you the first one that came in. The Spice Queen, you was in here first, so make sure your property gets looked at first. So, thanks for joining us first. The Spice Queen asks, can you comp, and this is in Jacksonville, Florida, like you said, a lot in Florida. No, you said South Carolina. You said South Carolina.
Yeah, that's my joint.
1593 West 34th Street.
West what?
34th Street in Jacksonville, Florida.
All right. What is it? Let me see. What are you talking about, Flip, man? I was just talking.
We about some houses. We talking about marriage.
Yeah, we talking crazy. Man. Talking about, man. 15. I wonder why this coming up as rent instead of on the houses. Wonder why I do that. Interesting.
Let's see here.
No, I'm saying it's on what it's called? I see it's coming up on there for rent too. See, Zillow, then they ain't gonna be using our stuff to do all this.
Were they blocking stuff?
Yeah, it's like they're coming up as when I add them, they're coming up as for rent instead of interesting. I wonder what's going on with that. Yeah, they come. I think I noticed it yesterday. They're coming up. I'm trying to add them to build our case here, and they're coming up as for rent instead of on the zones for rent instead of on zones for houses. You know, because that's a different. That's a different.
So they switching it up.
Yeah. They probably switched up the coding. We ain't doing that, man. I wonder. Oh, that's why Tyrone. Your elevator ain't going all the way up, son. Let me see if this make a difference now if I add this. Oh, okay. I ain't know how to do that. Okay, let's go back. Let me see. See what it is. I had the search type sold for sale or for rent. I had it selected under for rent, so it automatically adds them as under there for rent, right?
Oh, you got to take that off.
Yeah. I changed. Okay, that's cool. That may be usable down the road. Let me see here. So it was
that's a new feature on Zillow. That you're saying.
Well, yeah, it just confused my little deal here. So,
Okay.
but I got it figured out now. Let me see. But yeah, these folks, man, we ain't come in for that, man.
I don't know. Maybe some people did come for that. Okay. You never know.
You know, hey.
Maybe they having problems in their marriage right now.
Hey, they don't want to listen to me. Hey, one of my close relatives. While I'm pulling this up, I'm doing what I need to do. Though, but while I'm doing it, because I can't show y'all. You know what? I'm gonna start doing this tour. I'm gonna start snapping the portion in investor base where they can see the map of how many properties are in there. And
it will show the phone numbers and names, right?
No. I'm just gonna screenshot an image of the map where all the where all the activity is on the property, but I ain't gonna show the I'm not gonna show the the right panel there. So we got some good activity in here. This is a strong rental area, so I'm gonna try to base it on that. If I can get enough data in here. Sometimes those rental comps don't have a lot of sales on. They don't have any sales on it. It'd be like zero. So we're gonna use this one and that one. But one of my close relatives reached out to me, wanted my opinion on she wanted me to meet the dude that he wanted to marry her. And I ain't tell her this, but I said, that I ain't gonna probably be the best person to ask that call. I ain't number one.
How close is this family member?
I don't want to call them even there. I know who I'm talking about. But
no, what I'm saying is
very close.
Very obviously that values your opinion.
Well, yeah, she done it because she values my opinion, but I'm just saying, I just know I'm not gonna be the best because my opinion gonna be a little skewed because the data showed that it ain't a good idea. And the main reason is I don't care what I say, you're gonna do what you want to do anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like literally. It don't matter what I say. So I ain't even gonna put negative or positive, but I ain't gonna put no impression on because I ain't gonna be able to, if I meet the guy, I ain't gonna be able to tell nothing in no 5 or 10 minutes. I mean, hour, 2 hours. I don't care how
you don't know that person. I mean,
you know what I'm saying? I'm not the one dealing with him. He's gonna be on the best behavior. Well, you got some folks be ignorant.
Well, maybe she knows that, you know what I'm saying, and she just want to get you a quick synopsis of this person.
Yeah, but the reason I'm bringing it up is so that never did happen. So came to a recent family function. So saying be pretty good, cat from a little bit, interaction we had.
So you did meet him.
Yeah, we met. Yeah, we met him and stuff. And so, long story short, I asked another relative how that was going. Say that it ain't gonna work. So I was like, see what I'm talking about, man.
It's best not to even say nothing. Yeah.
But you know what? They see all them red flags right now, and guess what? People still do. They'll still go in and get married. And a lot, and don't take this the wrong way, ladies. A lot of women will do, especially who've never been married before, because I want my day. You know, the wedding day.
Oh,
I want my day. They'll just go ahead and do it just because, just that. I have a friend, a really close friend, not a relative, but a really close friend. She's older, in her late 40s, and the only reason she didn't marry these dudes because they didn't marry her, and they were terrible relationship. I just want to be married. I say, huh? Why would you want to put yourself
in that bad?
That bad, man? I'm like, huh? Because she never been married before, you know. So very financially stable.
You about to get with somebody that you about to lose your peace.
Like all the red flags there, just total blood. But the dudes had more sense than she did, because they ain't, you know what I'm saying? They ain't do it or whatever. So, but anyway.
But she still wants to get married still, though, right?
Yeah, hell yeah, yes.
We can have a whole show about
makes
this.
Lord, you know, $300-400 grand a year. Can't understand why she can't get nobody. They ain't, men normally don't care about that in reality.
They don't care about that.
Yeah.
But those say we could do a whole show because men don't care about that.
Yeah, you know, we pull up
unless they just get with her.
Drive through at rallies. If she looked at see what you like, we don't care nothing about that. Passing them fries out the thing. Hey, what's your number? What's your number, baby? You ain't got to be doing this no more. You do know that, right? But anyway, let's see here. So all right, so we got the case built, I think. So let me share my let me snap my screen on this first. And it's a lot of activity. Well, this is Jacksonville. Well, what is it? Yeah, this is Jacksonville, so it's going to be a lot of activity, right? So, okay, so let's do this. So I only went out like a mile in a year on that, and so let me.
No, somebody on Instagram says send her my number. 300K? You say 300K?
Minimum. I want to say 4, but I know it's 3.
Somebody on Instagram says send her my number.
Oh man! Well, now that's funny,
man. Come on, man.
Hey, yeah, that's
holiday. Come on, man.
I feel you, man. Hey, boy, that's funny though. But yeah, hey.
Send her my number, okay?
Yeah, but man, my girl want to be married bad, man. So here we go. Y'all can see my screen?
Yes.
All right, so what we got here is okay, so this property is small. It's 752 square feet, built in 1958. Everything here is okay. We got a 1970, but it's not killing us. And now what they paid for these properties are all over the place, right? Now I chose only landlords. So what I like to do is I like to go with these are tough. So I really need to look at this column more so than this column. I mean, this and this. Those are the two outliers. I'm going to throw out this 45, and I'm gonna throw out this 120. Okay, so now what it's doing, normally we look at this column here when we're looking at flippers, but with landlords, this is what they paid because they're gonna hold on to it, right? Mm-hmm. So the square footage of Zomps, the average price per square foot is $67. So Zomps is automatically going to make the adjustment. So this is what landlords are paying for a property like this. So that means you need to get less than that amount to make money. So I'm saying 30 and under would be ideal, but you could pay up to 40, 45, and you probably can move it at 50 or whatever. But I'm going to be on the safe side to make sure you have some cushion there to negotiate. If you can try to get it under 30 or less, I think you'll be in the game. Now, just to pull up the image. So that's what it looked like. So the red dot is yours. So you can see all the activity. So it's tons of activity in there. They're looking to buy in that area. Now I only looked at like I said, the landlord side. Let's do this real quick. Let's look at let's look at let me stop my sharing my screen. I want to build that case really quick on the flipper side of it. Let's see what they're doing, because you do got, it's more landlords, but you do have some flipper activity in there also. So let's do this. Let me just eliminate all the landlords, and add.
How do you tell the difference?
Real quick. Let me pull it back up. Good question. All right, so great question. Let me find the thing. Okay, so the light blue, the hammer and the wrench,
Okay.
those are flippers. The green, the key, those are landlords, potential
Gotcha.
landlords. Yeah, that's how you tell the difference.
So on Zumps, how do you tell?
Oh, I'll show you in a second. And it still will sort of be a little confusing, because sometimes, even though it's showing they bought it at that, they've resold it again on that. But whenever I pull it up here, I'll show it.
Okay.
I'll show it. All right. So let's see what we got. So I'm just looking at flippers in here. So let's see what they did. So they paid 50 for that. All right. So boom. Oh, I got rid of all of them. Hey, let me see. So give me 1 second, guys. You guys. All right, we already got it added. Okay, boom. All right, just give me 1 more second here, guys. I know silence is not good radio. They say good radio, even though we're not on the radio. Okay, they're doing some pretty decent rehabs in here. Okay, that's what's happening. Okay. So they paid 98 for that one. Let's see, 83 for that one. But yeah, so anyway, she yeah, my man said get a number.
Talking about, he said that's all I needed to hear was 300K.
So they
That's
don't hear nothing there.
Get with her for 300K. You know what I'm saying? But they
That's all you need to hear. Forget all the other mess.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All right.
So
you want something gonna pay some bread? I mean, pay some bills.
Do some more wholesale deals. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be a whole nother channel, but you said that's gonna mess up the flip, man. We start.
Oh, ain't no question about it. He thought the arranged marriage was weird.
Subjects, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we need to get back to talking about Memphis barbecue or something.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, them topics.
Yeah. All right, let me do one more here, guys. Let's see. I did that one, I think. Did I do this one? No, I didn't. I don't think. Memphis barbecue.
Somebody had asked on Instagram, can you talk about creative wholesaling? I guess that'll be.
Yeah. We can do that. All right, so I'm ready to share my screen here. Creative wholesaling. Interesting term. All right, guys. So here, this is what we have here. So the perpendicular. All right. So okay. So you see this column here, previous sold. That's what they paid for it. And so the landlords normally will look like this. Sometimes it'll show what they paid for it, but it's sort of hard to tell. I know because I selected them from the from this, which one it is.
Okay.
But
so if it doesn't have a price,
If it doesn't have a previous sold price, normally, no, you can't go by it like that. You can't do it
Okay.
like you can't do it like that. You can't do it like that. Ideally, if there's no price, then it's probably not a flipper situation, right? Because
Okay.
these are done in short time frames where they
Okay.
made 65 and sold for 176. Those are done in short time frames.
So definitely a flipper.
Yeah, so like this one, this is an easy one right here because we got, so ours was built in 1958. So what did we say on the other one? We said they paying like 50 for them.
Yeah.
So it's about the same thing. This is probably a better representation right here, right, in reality, because now we can see what sells. Because now we see the average price per square foot is around 153.
Right.
That's what, after they renovated and sold it, that's the number that we'll use to make the adjustment on the square footage. And what I mean by that, if you notice, none of these are the same square feet, right? And so now we do have, I'm sorry, one of them is close to ours and it's sold for 178. But then we got the other two that are bigger. So it just averages out to 153. Now we could just use this one right here because it's more of a representation of what ours is because of the size. So if I went with 178 times that square footage, is going to probably be a close around 139. But none of that really matters though, because this is the main row right here. And so that averages out to 58.33. So again, you're trying to get it for, if you're trying to wholesale it to flippers, well, I'm just going to leave it at both. You know, like I said, you're going to still be around that 30 or less. Now, you have plenty of room to go up, but you want to start lower than what you're willing to pay whenever you're negotiating, whenever you're trying to buy something. Whenever you're trying to sell something, you always price it higher than what you're willing to sell it for. You know, you'll go lower. So ideally, that's how you buy and sell something as far as negotiations are concerned.
Got it. Good. Mm-hmm.
All right. So took a minute on that one, but I think it helped everyone. So.
All right. Edward Thames Jr. said, "What's up, fellas? Can you comp?" And he gives a address in St. Louis, Missouri. Property is livable, and seller wants $42K. I'll give you the
Okay. So now St. Louis is Missouri is non-disclosure. So we'll do our best. So what's the address?
It's 8325 Sunbury, Sunbury Avenue, St. Louis, Missouri.
I've been to St. Louis before. You ever been to St. Louis before?
Oh, yes, sir. It's only 4 hours from Memphis.
Okay. Yeah, I've been there once.
Yeah, I've been there.
Well, why would you all go there? Just out of curiosity. Unless you got relatives or something.
Relatives, and then one time my brother was in jail and went to go see him.
Okay.
but I mean, it's just some. Well, they do have a amusement park. What is it? What's the one that's in Atlanta?
Six Flags.
Six Flags. There's a Six Flags there. Even though I didn't go to Six Flags when I went, but there's a Six Flags there.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
And they tell me the barbecue is pretty good, but
okay. Okay.
But just because it's so close by,
yeah,
shorter distance than Chicago.
Yeah. All right. Damn, I'm pulling up the wrong thing here.
What did you go for?
Oh, I went up there. The company that what address it? The company that I do the direct mail with, I'm an affiliate with them, and so whenever we were, they would wanted me to work with them on it. They paid for me to come up there. It's been some years ago, way before COVID. And so so I went up. It was in the winter, so it was a little cold or whatever. So
you
really
said
couldn't take it. Yeah, I really couldn't take it in like you can in a lot of cities or whatever. So it was
and I
probably
think that's where the Bush horses, the ones that you see on the commercial. I think they.
Oh, you talking about the Clydesdales?
The Clydesdales.
Yeah, you talking about Budweiser's? I think Budweiser is based out of. I think so.
Yeah, so that's another reason why people. Somebody Walker said, "I'm 20 minutes from STL."
Oh, okay, that's what's happening. Yeah. All right, so I'm building the case here. Okay, yeah, Missouri is non-disclosure, so I'm just going to have to eyeball this one, right? All right, so let's do this. So I got one. So it's over 23,000. I'm not going to use that one. I got one that's over 20. Well, I might have to use 25, 44. What they paying? I mean, 42, 18, and what the seller wants for it?
It says 42K.
All right, 53. If you could probably get that one in the 20s, you may be able to move it for that same amount or whatever. I'm just looking at these on what buyers are willing to pay, and it looks like they're paying between 30 to 32.50, right? On these. Well, let me do this. Now, the ones right by the house, they paid 23, they paid 28, and they paid 25. So scratch what I just said. We're going to go, because these are 3 comps right by the house, right? Those are the ones we really need to pay attention to. They're right by this house. Okay, so yeah. So if they're only paying in the 20s right there, ideally you're trying to get below that number. Now, I do going a little further out, not far. I show a 57. I show a 42.
You meant to show it on the screen? Or
No, because it's investor base. I show a 44. I can't see it on Zillow because Missouri is non-disclosure.
Oh, that's right. You said,
yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. I show a 44, and then I show a 53. So, like I said, now right by the house, like a block over and another block over, they're in the 20. They're paying in the 20s. Now, if I go a little bit out, then they're in the 40s, possibly 50s. So, right by it, it says you should be paying below 20 to make money. But just a little farther out, they are paying a little more or whatever. So I guess 30 would probably be the max you can pay. Let me just say that. If I just had to put a number on Ed.
30. Okay.
Yeah. But I'm trying to get it for less than that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So I wanted to address that person that was asking, can you talk about creative wholesaling? I don't know if you want.
Yeah, what when he says creative wholesaling, if he could, is he referring to owner financing? Because wholesaling in itself is a creative method of real estate investing. Now, what you can do instead of just a straight cash deal, you find a cheap deal, sell it to a buyer, boom, the deal is over, you get paid. The difference of the 2 contracts. Now, what you can do, you can set up owner financing and some attractive terms, and you get paid on the down payment. The seller, you may have no down payment, but you may charge whoever you assign the deal over $10,000 as a down payment, but you'll mark the price up to justify bringing it back down to the original terms between you and the seller. That's just one example. I'm assuming that's his question or whatever. That's one particular method that I use. But maybe they need to be a little bit more defined on what they're wanting to know. So
okay. Phil was just saying some leave kids grown, graduation from high school. I guess we was talking about marriage. Some of the kids.
What I just say? What's the percent? We know 50% of marriages, people divorced in X number of time. So what's that percentage? If we could really, there's no way to do it. But what's the percentage of people that would like to be divorced? Like one person out of that marriage. I don't take one that want to do it. Well, what's that percent like? Most people are staying. I can say most, but a lot of people are staying because of 3 things normally. Kids, finances, or fear. When I say fear, they may be in a situation where I know if I leave this person, it might not go well.
But how do you gather the statistics? You go in a person's house, it's like, you want to leave, dude.
I'm basing it on.
mean, how are you gonna find that out?
I can only think I'm gonna say you and two
Yeah.
other my buddies that I know. Now this is just what I know. Sometimes you just don't know what's going on. I know sometimes you don't really know what's going on behind closed doors, really.
Right.
But from what I know, out of all the people I know that's married, them the only ones that I know that I feel like they're gonna be in it until death do you part.
Okay.
I that's what I feel now. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you
And
never know.
now I've been totally shocked. I'm like, what? You know, like,
Yeah.
like y'all
This
really do
happened to me
what?
too. I was like, they broke up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm talking. I didn't been so that over years. That's got pretty much got me where I'm called. I remember this girl when I was working at Bell South when I still had a gig, you know, back in the early 2000s, and she, you know, so her and her husband worked at we all worked together. He was just in a different department, but it was still like we was all sort of still together. And so I got to know her because we
So the husband and wife was in close proximity at the same job.
Yeah, but they didn't really work in the same department.
Okay.
So, but she and I were. And so all I knew is they were the greatest couple ever, man. You know what I'm saying? And she'd come and talk about, you know, what the family doing and stuff. You know, that's great. That's beautiful. Yeah. One day she came in, Tyrone, I'm divorcing Johnny. I said, what?
Right.
I'm like, whoa, what's going on? What?
Yeah.
Hey, my boy was out there clown. I ain't know that. And they got a divorce too.
Let me tell you something.
I didn't really know him like that. I knew her better. So like a couple of years later, after they had been divorced, I seen him at a restaurant, right? And so he was like, you know, just telling me, man, yeah, man, I go to the mall. Ain't no way I ain't gonna get at least 6 numbers. But that's the stuff she was telling me, you know, whatever. And so I'm like, wow. He said, matter of fact, I can put you on somebody right now. And so he called in Chicky dude. He called in Chicky dude and said, didn't you say your girlfriend, you know, she was in the what's she in the, is it the Air Force? And he said, didn't you say she, you know, she was trying, you know, looking to date you? She ain't really having no luck here since she's been stationed in this area. Mm-hmm. Hey, man, my man hooked that up, man. Just like that. But that's when I realized, I was like, oh, my God, one line was, you know what I'm saying? Like he was, and then he's supposed to be a preacher.
A preacher?
Oh my God, it was terrible, Nick.
You would never, this is something that boys say all the time. You never understand the dynamic between a man and a woman. You know, like what's going on within their relationship. Because you never know what's going on behind closed doors. You never know.
And they were just going, they had one of them situations, they had 2 kids together where it was beyond the divorce. Every weekend when he was coming to pick the kids up, they had to call the police. They weren't physically doing nothing. They would just get in it that bad. Every weekend they had to call the police. And, you know, come out there so he could get the kids or so she can come get I'm talking about literally.
And this is the guy you talking about was a preacher.
Yeah, every weekend.
That's bad. That's bad.
Anyway, let's get back to business.
Okay, I know. Let's see. Quan has a property in Tampa, Florida, United States. Didn't say how much you got it under contract.
He said in the United States.
Well, at the end it says United States. It's Tampa, Florida.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's a big country. All right, what we got, man?
5109 East Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard.
5109
East
MLK.
Yes.
Dr. MLK. Let me see. It ain't gonna just let me do MLK. Okay, guys, I got to put Dr. Martin Luther King. Okay, cool. The great doctor. All right, so I got my man in here. Let me see.
Oh, and Bettina Minor mentioned that St. Louis also has this, I guess, St. Louis Arena, Cardinals baseball, and the Dome.
Huh? And what else?
The Dome, the St. Louis Dome.
Oh yeah, they don't have no football team no more though. Rams got out of there. Yeah. All right, so let's see what we got here, guys. Man, that's terrible. I can't use that comp. No, not that one. So we got 130. Oh, he sold it for one. Okay. Oh, okay. I see what I'm doing. I do need to use that. Okay. My bad. Tyrone, you tripping. I think let me see. They just buying this stuff cheap and re-flipping it out. I don't need to use them two then. Okay, I'll delete them. It'll make more sense here, guy, when I pull it up. But
while you look into this, I was
else?
gonna get this question in for you because Phil W asks, "Man, are you ready for marriage?"
Hey, well, okay. So while I'm pulling this up right here,
right.
Okay, all right, that's a good question. I don't know if I put my personal business out there like that.
Right.
I'm just gonna keep it like
keep it 100, man.
I don't
keep it a thought. Okay.
I don't know if that's in the cards for me. Like and then like kids, of course a man could literally have them till you die probably, or whatever, no matter what age or whatever. But I would hate to be okay. So somebody got pregnant right now, right? So I'll be 54. I'll be 54 next month. All right. So so I'm gonna have a day. So roll around. So I'm still 54, but technically I'll be 55. So when that child gets 18, I would be 73.
Okay.
Then I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? That ain't, it's just something I just accepted. I just, the relationships I've had, experience. I just, I just missed that window or whatever in my mind or whatever. Stuff still happen, but I'm just saying.
You don't want kids because of that reason.
Yeah. At this point, no, it just wouldn't be. And it'll probably be better for me now because I think I'm wiser, and it will probably be better experience for the child. But at the same time, you ain't got the same energy level that you had, when you were younger to, some of the stuff. But, so I'm good with it. I'm good with it. When whatever my legacy in is, that's it. So but I'm good with it. So anyway, let me share my screen here.
All right.
But as far as the I don't that ain't that. I'm gonna say that ain't my intent. Something can always change or whatever. That ain't my intent or whatever. So
you got to had a right situation, basically.
It ain't even that. Like I said, I don't really want to put my business, but it ain't important with what I got going on right now. Let me just say that. That ain't no big deal. So for others involved in this situation, it ain't a big deal.
Feel you.
They have been there, done that. So no pressure on me. All right, so
now these mixed or just
no, these all flips. So I'll screenshot it and pull it up here in a second. Okay, so this is a pretty good one here. So we got a 2004. I'm probably gonna throw that one out and just go with these four because we try to stay within the same year of any reasonability. We got a 1950, 62, 63, got an 82 there. I'll keep that one. In a 52. I could throw it out. It wouldn't make that much difference. Probably need to throw this this one here at the bottom. I need to throw that out. It sold at 130, whereas they were paying 160s on these up here, right? So I think it would be okay for me to throw that one out. And then the price per square foot is different too. So I'll throw that one out. Oh, we got more in there. And then I'm gonna throw this one out here at the bottom because I'm 1,200, and it only sold for 126. Oh, this is a 2007 too. I definitely gonna throw it out. So these are the ones. So our average percentage of ARV is around 55%. The average sold price is around 160. Now ours is a little bigger than these, so we probably can go up to 170 or whatever what they would probably pay on something like this. So that means if buyers are willing to pay 170 for it, then guess what? What that means for you? You need to get it a lot cheaper. Okay, all right, and so and when I say a lot cheaper to make your money, we talking. I'm gonna say 140 and less or less on it. Okay. Ideally. Now you can go up to 150 and probably be good, still make time, but I'm trying to give you some negotiating room on it. Right. So so there you go.
And Edward Thames is saying that St. Louis does have the Battle Hawks, the UFL.
Well, Birmingham has the Birmingham Stallions. We won 3 in a row. We won the 2
That's what he's saying, that they beat. No, I said went up against Birmingham team.
Yeah. I think they played the game in somewhere in Texas. I think the championship game. But okay. Yeah, I think Birmingham beat them 25-0 or something.
You check that out sometime?
I've never been to a game in the 3 years that they've been doing it. I've watched a little bit of it or whatever, but I hadn't been to a game each year. I say I'm going to go. Seems like they have some good entertainment. You know, I love football, so you know.
Never been to watch them.
Never been to it. Haven't.
You ever been to an NFL game though?
I've never been as much as I love the NFL, major college football. I've never been to major. I've been to a college football game, but not major college for what I consider. You know, we got Alabama and Auburn here. I've never been to a game before, right?
Seriously?
They probably don't miss any of either games as far as on TV. The reason I probably haven't done it is because I love college football as a whole. Like I'm at 11 o'clock on Saturdays. Mm-hmm. If it ain't got done before 11, it probably ain't gonna get done.
Yeah.
I mean, if I have to go somewhere, and I'm working probably out through the whole day, then that's easy for me. Watching sports is easy to allow me to continue to do stuff like this or whatever. You know, that I'm looking at deals or whatever. You know, so you know, I don't have to pay totally attention to it. You know what I'm saying? Right. Whereas I'm watching a show, a movie, or a series or something. You know, you got to. Well, I do.
You got to listen. You got to hear what they.
I got to listen and pay attention to it. I keep winding back. But the reason, so that's probably the main reason why I've never just to participate. Because if you go to a game, you're gonna miss all of that, right? Because that a game is like, so the game is 3+ hours, almost 4 hours. So you got to get to the game. That's probably 2 hours. So you're talking 7 hours minimum. You know, as far as going, the game, after the game. So that's the whole day. You know what I'm saying? So then depending on what time it is, it's really the whole day or whatever. So
well, you used to go to that one game. What was it, Magic City Classic?
I mean, I used to come out there because y'all was out there. If you know, I don't know if you know, I wasn't out there long. You know what I'm saying? So
you be gone.
Yeah, I was going, but see, I know Birmingham so well, so I wouldn't get caught up in the traffic. I knew where to park as long as I was willing to walk a little distance. Where the park where I can get out, I wouldn't get in the end of that track. But you know, only reason I was out there because my brother's out there, y'all was out there. Yeah. But if you notice, I went out there long or whatever.
Yeah, you gone. Yeah.
Now, I would, but sometimes when I go, I did want to go into the game. You know what I'm saying? So, but no, I went out there. Now
have you know in recent years though.
I hadn't been since y'all stopped coming.
Okay.
Yeah, I hadn't been. You know what? Maybe once. I probably went out there once. So one of my friends was having something out there or something.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So
all right.
But so we got this knocked out. So we told him what the offer is. Yeah, my bad. We digressing like crazy.
Bucky 10 Toes asks, "Good afternoon, Flat Family. Any opinions on wholesaling land? Any differences between wholesaling land and properties? Also, what's the best way to get in contact with land sellers?"
Okay, man. Great question. Okay, so the biggest difference with wholesaling land and wholesaling houses is determining an end game, the value of a property. It could be a little bit more difficult and I know how to evaluate a house to see what is how to do it as far as wholesaling a house versus land. And the main reason is because the data is there. meaning that there's enough sales there to compare likes to likes. See, with land, it's harder to compare likes to likes, and that's actually the primary reason why I had Zomps. I ain't got that shirt on today, but I had Zomps developers to make it easier to what am I trying to say, Tor? To evaluate land,
Yeah.
and it has helped a lot or whatever if you have the data to go with. So a lot of times you don't have a sale. Then with land, whereas with houses, I just need to know, are they close? Are they close in proximity? Check. Are they close in year? Check. Even if they're not, we still go with nearest and best. Then I get into, what did those houses sell for in excellent condition? Check. I can pull up that. What's the condition of my house? Boom. And we can just put it in the calculator. But even better, using cashbuyers.ai, www.cashbuyers.ai. Now you have a method with /investor base where you can see what buyers are paying, and you just need to get below that number. Once you determine what the average is, or what you think buyers are consistently paying for houses in a particular area, you just need to get below that number to make money. But with land, number one, it may not be the data there, right? But even if it is, you have to worry about now zoning. Are they zoned the same, right? The difference in size is not as big of a deal, because you can, it can still be a big deal, because per acre, 100 acres per acre is going to be, in a lot of cases, if they're in the same area, just keep it in the same area. We'll just say if a 1 acre lot was for sale on one side of the street, and a 100-acre lot was on the side of the street for sale, and they had all the rest of the same characteristics as far as utilities available, elevation, the contours, zoning, and all that. That 1 acre will sell for more per acre generally than the 100 acres. The 1 acre may sell for 50 grand. The 100 acres may sell for 1,000 an acre. You see what I'm saying? So it's rare I ain't gonna say rare. A lot of times you're not gonna have the same sizes. So then you get into, like I say, zoning. Has it ever had utilities? Is there an existing building? Has there ever been existing business? Does it have road access? If it does have road access, how much of the land is road frontage? Is it a landlocked and there's no easement? Elevation, meaning how hilly or flat it is. Is it in a flood zone? Is it does it have wetlands, meaning like creeks, ponds, anything like that? What else? I don't know what else I'm missing, but it's harder to evaluate. That keeps a lot of people out of it, which is a good thing if you get it. And then, it's an opportunity. Now, what I like about it versus houses, when dealing with sellers, that conversation is a lot easier, generally speaking. Some of it's going to be because they don't get bombarded as many calls as people that own houses versus land, because a lot of people are afraid of land because they don't understand it. Some of it is, whereas a house at some point, it may have made them some money. Whereas with land, in a lot of cases, it's only cost them money. Either the upkeep and or paying the taxes on it. It's never made them money. They may have owned it for 10 plus years or even sometimes longer. It's only cost them money. So the conversation is easier normally. And then if you can set up some owner financing terms, I personally think it's easier to set up owner financing, because now, even though they still may have to foreclose on you, it's not like they got to evict you in most cases, unless you move a property on there or build a property. But normally they're not gonna let you do that. They may let you move a mobile home or something on that. But now, so if I need to take it back from you, I don't have to physically remove you from it in a lot of cases. So they have their pluses and minuses. Now I think the paydays on land can be a lot larger than houses. From my experience, the little time I've been doing it, just it can be, yeah. So, what was the other part of the question?
Yeah, that was it. Well, they asked, Any difference between wholesale and land? You answered that.
Yeah.
Also, what's the best way to get in contact with land sellers?
Same way you would with houses. Figure out the address. Now, sometimes it doesn't have a physical address; it just has only a parcel ID. So now it depends on the tools you're using. I mean, normally the county where it's located. If you have a parcel ID, you can call and they'll give you more information about who owns it. Or there are tools online that can look that up, such as if you text the word "move" to 205-964-5243, even though this is to help you build pre-foreclosure list, you can still use that same tool, which is PropStream, to look up landowners also. And then from that point, once you determine the owner, then you're going to have either a mailing address for them and or obviously their name. And you can possibly skip trace to give them a call or whatever. Now, a video that I showed you, if you text the word ball, I think that's what it is. I don't know what this rocks takes you. Oh, that's going to show you the video on how to. I don't know what that is. Let me make sure I'm ball. Okay, yeah. If you want the script and lingo for land and multifamily, if you text the word ball, it's going to take you over to my Telegram group that you can join to access that script. Now, I did a recent video. It's this one right here. If you see this thumbnail right here, it's one of my more recent videos there. I think it's titled "Make $30,000 wholesaling land" or something like that, or wholesaling. Just put in there "Make $30,000 flip man." In that video, you'll see that thumbnail, and it'll go through how you can partner with us in targeting land for sale by owner on Zillow. So I had to repeat that because people do the opposite. So again, did I answer the question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Next one is an address from home improvement. I'm going to ask you this question right after it as well, because probably answer it while you're doing the comp. But it says, can you go over comps ARV? And it's a question. I don't know if that's the meaning of
what they mean. What does it mean?
Yeah. That's what I'm assuming, because it says, can you go over comps ARV? Question mark.
Okay, so ARV, let's define what that is first. So it's after repair value is what it means, right? And that basically means after repair value, meaning what will it appraise for after it's been renovated / repaired or rehabbed. All right. And the reason that's important is in order to be able to know if you have a deal on something, I don't care what it is, you need to know the end game. What can I sell it for? So you have to think in terms of the investor that you're going to flip it to, assuming it's going to be a flipper. What can they sell it for after they fixed it? So that's what ARV means. So comps is short for comparable sales. Comparable sales is one of the main methods of determining what the ARV is, because you're comparing other houses near that house, normally within a mile if possible, what they have sold for. So that's why it's called comps. What are the comps? So you're comparing those to come up with a number to identify, okay, this is what it'll sell for. Now let's backdoor to build in our money and negotiate the right price with the seller. But we have a cheat sheet on that, a cheat code. That's what they call it. We have a cheat code because if we know you can literally scrap in a lot of cases what the ARV is and all that stuff. Because that's one of the struggles people have. You can build a list of buyers in that area. You can see what they're paying. If you know what they're paying, then guess what you need to do? You need to just get below that number. If I'm trying to make $10,000, $15,000, I'm trying to get below that number, maybe 20, 25, so I can have me some negotiating room. You know, when I say below that number with the seller. So if I know what buyers are paying 150 and I'm trying to make 10, I know I need to at least be 140 or less with the seller, right? So I'm probably going to try to get them down to 125, 120. And if I can capture all of that, fine, but at least it'll give me some negotiating room with the seller to go back up to the 140. So if I know what they're paying, 150, and I'm trying to make 10, then I know I need to be 140 or less. So That at that point, it's good to understand what ARV and how to use it, because even with the tool that we're using, which is investor based, which you can access with the discount through if you text the word boss 205-964-5243, or go to, this is not 2000, but I have to do it this way, www.cashbuyers.ai. You can access that too with a discount, but it'll tell you that. So, and we've been using it already. I just can't show it on screen because it provides phone numbers to those actual buyers also, along with obviously their business name or their name. So we're not showing that information, YouTube, algorithms, bots, AI, whoever you are. I think I answered.
Okay. I have about 3 properties, but it's some questions. And you seem like you're in that mode of answering questions.
Yeah, if you want to get your properties comp, let me put that up. We're going to answer some questions.
Yeah.
Well, we may do some property still.
Yeah. I got 3 so I'm not ignoring anyone that.
But we here to educate too, beyond just the property company. But text push, you could join the Telegram group. I got some catching up to do. When I finish this, I'll catch them up and so I comp them there, try to just create some community, trying to get as much of my following over to Telegram as possible. So I'm trying to be real personable in there. And also, if you want to peek over my shoulder, shadow me on wholesaling commercial real estate, that's an option for that also. Just text the word SPY, SPY, to 205-964-5243 also. What is the question, sir?
Betty Sylvester asks, Flipman, how do you get to move the property into Zumps from Zillow?
Demo time, I guess. How do you get the property to move from Zumps to Zillow? You mean from Zillow to Zumps, I guess what you mean.
I think that's what she means.
Okay.
She says Zumps from Zillow, but she probably saying the opposite. Yeah.
Okay, so let's do this. So I'm assuming people just know what Zumps is or whatever. I wish we had a way of knowing. Well, I just have to keep doing it. All right, so let's do this first. Let's start with the basics here. All right, so again, Zomps, Z-O-M-P-Z, Z-O-M-P-Z. There's no S in Zomps. There's 2 Z's, one at the beginning, one at the end. First name, last name, Z. All right, so if I'm trying to pull it up here, but I'm just going to go, let me clear this. And I'm going to go back to the homepage of Zillow. And then I'm going to pull up the Z-O-M-P-Z. All right. It shouldn't take it that long to load, but whatever.
So for 33.
Yeah, let's see. Hold on. I am sharing my screen, right?
Yes, on Zillow. Yeah, Zump says the site can't be reached.
Why is it not? Somebody just said storage snowball wasn't working. Let me see.
Let's see if I can get to it. Yeah, it's not coming up for me.
It ain't coming up for you either. Neither one of them. Interesting.
Yeah, neither one of them. Might be the server is down.
Yeah, let me. Yeah, somebody just sent me a notice.
That's weird.
Matter of fact, let me just let me email him right now. Let me stop sharing email because it went down yesterday too.
Oh,
yeah. Well, it didn't really go down. It was like it seemed like it was just distorted. Just like it lost its UI, and so it was hard to.
You talking about the Okay.
Yeah, that was Storage Snowball. So let me see, where is he at? There he is. He says a forced update through WordPress was making it do that.
Mm,
Yeah.
hmm.
Um, okay, so I just emailed him, but if okay, so I could try to explain it to you. Well, Zomps is already loaded, so I was going to show you how to
Added from the actual
yeah,
site.
add it from the site, but that's the easy part. Just go to zomps.com and just select add Google, get this Google Chrome extension. All right, but so once you have Zomps loaded, you have to go to Zillow. Okay. Um, that seems to confuse people for whatever reason, but you have to be on Zillow. If it's a Zillow too. Once you download, you can close that one and go to Zillow.com. All right, so if you have it loaded, you'll see this floating menu over to the right. So if I go back to this property right here, right? So it's having an issue where normally the green button would appear, but for some reason I have to click in here to the map and then click it back on this again. And in the next update, I'll get them to fix that. And then you see the button comes up, right? So boom, all right. So now it's in there. So now if I want to make it the target, I select this, that turns it pink. All right. So if I wanted to add some of these other properties, just say, I'm going to go ahead and reset all filters. Let's do that. And then I'm going to look at the properties that are sold. All right. So if I'm looking at properties that are sold near our property, so I'm still in here. So if I click on this, hit that, boom, it opens up and I can add it manually like that. Right. I'll do another one. Click on this other yellow one here, boom, hit the plus button. Or what I can do is I can take the draw tool here, hit remove boundary, and use the draw tool up here. And I can just draw around this area and just capture what is sold there, right? Hit apply. Now the orange button should appear, but it's not going to appear unless you zoom out, right? You have to zoom out to see the map, the what do they call it? Not the satellite version. This is the Oh yeah, the satellite version, not the street version. All right, so now I hit the orange button. It's just going to automatically add those for us. All right, so you get your notification there. So now you hit the little key. So all of those are added now. So there you go. Hopefully that was clear on what I just did there. So boom.
All right. Odile Thomas asks, "Hello all. Having some trouble finding investor-friendly title companies. Could I do a search myself?"
Well, okay. So if you're wholesaling, don't even worry about the title company until you have a buyer under contract. You have a seller in the contract and you have a buyer in the contract, because you could go through all of that and the buyer that you're dealing with doesn't want to deal with that title company. They already have a relationship built with someone else. That's the easy part, getting your deal closed. Now, trying to get the title search done before, just you can do that, but that'll cost you a lot of money over time, right? That just ain't worth it. Wait till you have a deal. You don't wait till you have a deal in place, meaning a seller and a buyer again, and let the buyer dictate that, right? Now, once you have a deal in place, and the buyer may be their first deal, investor, that may be their first deal, and hey, they need your help to find someone. Then now that's when we would do it. Or if they say, I don't care where we close, or whatever, then I'll probably just say, if I don't have one, well, who do you know I'm gonna close with? Right, boom. But investor friendly, that's where networking can come into play. But even if they've never done a deal before, or a wholesale deal like that, a lot of times that conversation is a lot easier had, again, when you have a deal in place where you have a buyer and seller under contract ready to go, versus you just calling around saying, do y'all do wholesale deals or whatever? You don't know who you get on the phone. They may do them every day, and the person that answers the phone has no clue.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So the other thing is assuming that you just need it, you're not having luck with that. That's where the power of networking. You could join my Facebook group. And I've been slacking on that. I ain't been in there trying to mix it up some. And just pose a question. We'll just say St. Louis. What wholesaler, what title company or closing attorneys are wholesaler friendly in St. Louis, or whatever the name of the city? Normally someone is going to reply. Normally. So, and then you don't have to just focus on my group or whatever, wholesaling real estate with the flip man. You can also just search, get into local groups to whatever area the property is in wholesaler group. Most of them have them, and just ask that question. You're probably going to get multiple options on that. So, and some of those actual title company and closing attorneys hang out in those actual groups too. So,
Okay. But Bettina Miner asks, what is an acquisitions person's duties? I need to build a street team to get ready to leave my job once I get a couple of deals.
Okay, what does an acquisitions person do? Well, ideally what they do, they're handling the seller side of it. And they can have different roles or different levels of it. They could be from the point where they only just handle the negotiations after the lead has been generated. It's a warm lead. Or they could generate the lead through whatever methods, collect the initial information, and also evaluate it and negotiate and put it on a contract. It could go as far as that. So it's just going to depend on what you need them to do as far as your time and resources to accomplish that side of the deal, which is the acquisition, which is the seller side of it. So,
all right. Marquilla Penny asks, how can you wholesale a house that you have with owner financing?
Can you wholesale a house that you have with owner financing? And the answer is yes. You probably can. Ain't no problem. You can, you can do that easier than the normal just cash transaction, because whenever you create attractive terms on a property where it makes it easy for someone to purchase with less money in most cases, you're gonna create a larger pool of potential buyers. So yes, and normally how you'll get paid, whatever down payment you and the seller agree upon, it needs to make sense. The numbers have to make sense, but normally you'll just mark that up and add your fee on top of the down payment. You'll just say the seller would take $10,000, but you're trying to make $15,000. So you'll mark it again. It has to make sense now. You'll mark your down payment up to $25,000, right? Or if you only want to make $5,000, you'll mark your down payment up to $15,000. Get a seller that 10, you take the 5, and it goes back down to the original numbers. And you mark the price up to make that make sense too. So.
All right. And then Keisha Fortunate on Instagram asks, how do I partner with developers if I have a deal on land?
How do you partner with developers? You have deal on land?
Mm-hmm.
Well, number one, has to be land that they would be interested in. So you may want to build those relationships before you even go spot out the land to see what they actually want, if that's going to be your game plan, right? So, and they'll let you know what their their buy box is: size, location, price point, all the other factors that go into evaluating land. So ideally, you want to try to line those relationships up first, in my opinion.
Let me make sure this is a question. It says, hi, Ty, working on a deal and the address on the deed is different from what is on public record. We're going to tax assessor's office on Friday. We are going to tax assessor's office on Friday. This is a probate deal. When I work on a deal, I always pull the deed. I don't know what. I don't know if that was a question or just a statement. But the rest are properties.
Okay. All right. So what we'll do is so we'll push those over to the group, to the Telegram group. So text the word push to 205-964-5243. Get in there and join the group, and I'll take care of them. Start working on those when we finish here. Well, I'll probably do some lunch for it, then come back and start working on those, and then we'll go from there on that. So appreciate everyone that joined us today, and think we got some good content in. We went a little off track, so you all can always say, "Ty, we won't hear that,"
Right?
And we'll reel it back in. You don't take it personal. I can get sidetracked on this stuff. So, but that's part of being live. The internet. The power of the internet, man. So it's an amazing thing to me. So I appreciate Torian hooking us up here to moderate, co-produce, if you want to call it.
Yes, sir.
And we'll see you guys. I guess that'd be Flippinar. I think it'll be 313. Tomorrow is it 313 or 312? One of them. And so I'm not sure what the topic will be yet, but you'll know when I know what it is. Let me see. No, I think it's 312. I think. Anyway, we'll figure it out. So again, I appreciate you all joining us.
No, it's gonna be 313, 312.
Okay.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, 313. All right. So make sure you share and like this. Yeah, he said the hosting server is down, is what he said.
Yeah, I was thinking this server. Yeah.
Why won't they do that at night, man? Or that'd be beyond their control. Just still humans put it
Not
together.
all the time. I mean, they don't want to be down either. Believe me.
Yeah. I got
you. Yeah, they got to fix.
Okay. All right, cool. So we'll see you guys on the FLIPSIDE.
Flip man, it's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Hit that bag.